finally, we are going to head over to New York City and hear from amazing actor and singer Marc Winski, who's using TikTok to destigmatize stuttering.
Here are three tips to help with stuttering. Number one, allow yourself to stutter as much as you want. Number two, know that your time is your time. You use as much time or as little time as you need to say the things that you want to say. Number three, say what you want to say. Use the words that are in your head already to have them come out through your mouth and say whatever it is that you want to say. Have a great day.
Today, I'm excited to introduce to you someone who's very special, who's using his platform to build awareness about stuttering and is making great strides in ending the stigma. Marc Winski is a talented singer and actor, and he's also a TikTok influencer with close to 400,000 followers. Hi, Marc. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'd love to take some time to ask you a couple of questions about you, your career, and your experience as a person who stutters.
Of course. Well, what a great intro. Thank you for that.
Yeah. So first, can you tell me a little bit about yourself, your job as an actor, and where you're from?
Absolutely. I am an actor in New York City. I do Broadway work, tours, cruise lines, and some TV and film work here and there. I grew up in a small town in Indiana and then moved here a couple years ago. And I guess as a person who stutters, but we'll get more into that. I'm using this opportunity to show a lot more representation for stuttering in the arts and media, as well as other disability representation as well.
I think it's so amazing that you're using your platform on TikTok to spread stuttering awareness. What was your inspiration in taking that step to helping the stuttering community?
Yeah, I've been part of the community for about 10 years now. And through that, I'd been still acting and doing that work, but it was coming from a very different place. I think I was using acting and singing as more of an escape. Um, as you know as well, with singing, we don't stutter when we sing. It's
Mm-hmm.
not it's not something that we're trying to do. It just happens.
Mm-hmm.
I like calling it a cool party trick, right? Um, so I think for the longest time I was hiding my true self, especially through acting, as trying to not stutter. And so by kind of hiding and circumnavigating through this dialogue and song in order to get this false sense of fluency was something I was standing behind. And then something hit me where this isn't what needs to be represented. Like, we don't need to represent this hiding or this false sense of truth. And that brought me into this new world of being excited about speaking your own truth and in inspiring others to also speak their own truth, whatever that means to them.
Oh my goodness, so inspiring. Thank you. Um, what has your experience been as an actor who stutters openly? As an artist who does countless auditions, I'm curious how your stutter has influenced your opportunities for callbacks and roles.
Yeah, I think all of this is all brand new. Um, it's it's a new it's a new experience because I was working on such a different level before of not allowing my stutter to truly c- come up. I think before I would tell people in the audition room that I did stutter, but also make it seem like, oh, don't don't worry. As soon as I'm memorized, I don't stutter, or as soon as I sing, I don't stutter. So like, don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. When really, I I do stutter when I act, and I did. Um, while also trying to completely hide that. Um, so it was more about the hidden process. So now going in and being truly authentic, doing the job is so much more fun and
Oh my
getting
gosh, I
to
bet.
yeah, right? And getting to create the characters and create the emotion and the circumstances without this lens of, oh, I hope I'm fluent. So I think it's new and it's starting the conversation. And I don't think the stuttering community is represented. So to be honest, a lot of the producers I've spoken to and casting directors, they're open to it, but they're still not quite sure on like what to do or how it's going to look on the screen or on the stage when that representation just hasn't been there.
Yeah. As a opera singer, like there aren't very many operas that have spoken text, but in the few operas that I have had the chance to participate in, I feel as if that for me being being able to put myself out there and stutter openly on stage is still something that I'm like trying to get used to. But in like everyday life, I'm like totally fine with like stuttering in front of like absolutely everybody. But
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I was like that too. I can totally relate to that, right? Because
yeah.
in our everyday lives, it seems as if you are like, oh yeah, I stutter. Like, okay, like great, cool. But as soon as it gets into the art, it's like, oh, I can't do this here.
Yeah. Yes.
I can't do that.
Hmm.
Um, is that one of the main reasons that brought you to opera?
I think so, yeah. I feel like that for as long as I can remember, I loved to sing. And when I first started to really see that I had a stutter and like it was actually starting to like, affect me in ways that I was just not able to control, I kind of leaned more to singing um because like it was a place where I wouldn't have to worry about being fluent or being judged by anybody. And not only that, but it just came like naturally to me. So it was like, well, I don't have to stutter when I sing, and I'm honestly pretty good at singing. So you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Yeah, I do because that's kind of how I got started. I never acted growing up. I never wanted that, but I sang in all the choirs, a cappella groups, and
Hmm.
all of the solo competitions and arias and folk song and all that good stuff. And I just felt for me that at a certain age, I was like, oh, like what is the real reason that I'm doing this? Am
Mhm.
I doing it to start out to hide behind this voice? Or am I doing it because I like love really love getting into the work and the learning and the excitement of performing.
Mhm.
Um, so um, that's exciting that it sounds like you also enjoy doing it.
I love it more than anything in the entire world.
Oh, I love hearing that.
I have never found something in life that allows me to feel more joy than feel when I sing. And
Yeah,
I think that it's so rare to like have so much love for something. So I don't think I ever want that love to ever go away.
that's amazing. Good for you. Like truly good for you. Not a
You.
pat on the head. Good for you. Like an honest, honest to goodness. Good for you. That's so exciting.
What are some things that people should never say to a person who stutters?
Oh, there's so many. Um, I mean, the first thing that pops in my mind is the classic. Did you forget your name? Like, yeah, you. I feel like that's happened to you before.
Oh my gosh,
Uh,
it's horrible.
and I'm just like, no, no, like, no, why? And they're joking, but also like I've never found that joke to make any sense. Any sense.
No, no
Um,
sense.
because if I did forget my name, then call 911 because there's there's
For
something
real, oh
going
my
on.
goodness. I should I should start thinking about it that way.
Yeah, yeah. Um, what else shouldn't people say? People shouldn't say to like really think about what you want to say first and then say it because we already know what we want to say. Um, what other like great things do people say to me? People will say, yeah, what I guess the main thing about instead of having telling people what not to say, it's so important to educate people on what to say.
Yeah, yeah.
And sometimes that's to say nothing and just listen
Mm-hmm.
and just try to I know for me and many others just try if you can to stay mindful in the conversation, keep keep eye contact if you're able to, and just allow that space and allow the time to
Mhm.
allow the person to say whatever they want to say.
Yes, oh my gosh, I completely agree. There have been so many times where I've been on like on the phone especially. Oh my goodness. Where I'll be like on the phone like ordering food or I'll be on the phone with like a friend or just like I guess like my IRL at like I don't know the front desk of my dorm and I'll be on the phone and then I'll stutter and it'll take me a little bit when they're like, "Oh, who is this?" And then I don't know, she just hangs up on me sometimes.
What do you do? What do you do? What do you do in that situation?
I either call them back and say, "Oh, sorry, the line cut out. I couldn't hear what you were saying," so that like I don't make them feel bad for like hanging up on me because of my stutter. Or I'll just like walk myself to the front desk and then ask them in
Hmm.
person.
What if you just told them on the phone?
I've never thought of that. I've never thought of that. I feel like that so many people in my life know that I stutter, but like not my IRLs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I think I'm gonna tell them. I think that I'm gonna tell them,
yeah,
honestly.
yeah.
I feel like
And
it helps so much.
yeah, that's amazing because I I think people do think that you aren't there or it's a missed line or something. And I think the experiences that I've had where I've shared that, they're like, "Oh, I didn't know. Okay,
Yeah.
now what? Like what do you want now? Okay, can I have the pizza or can I have like whatever?"
Yeah, yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. No, but I think that because of how many people are so uneducated about like what stutters are and like that they're really hard. Sometimes like you would not even know that, you know, uh a person who you've been studying with in school for like years, like that they've had a stutter this entire time. And like you finally, I don't know, caught on to it. And then you like, I don't know about you, but like the repeated sounds, like the mocking of like the way that your stutter sounds happens to me like every day.
Hmm.
I don't know. And like I am aware that it is because people just do not understand. And then I'll be like, "Oh, I have a stutter." Like, don't that's not funny.
Yeah.
But and then they're like, "Oh, I'm so stutter like, oh, I'm so like sorry." Like that's like I was not trying to be mean or anything. That's just like I don't know, like a natural reaction to
Yeah, right.
people.
I'm like, yeah, but like, just, why?
Why?
Why is it whether they have a stutter or they mess up on a word or get caught up on a word? Like, there's no. I just don't see the point of like putting that
Mm-mm.
out there. You know?
I don't. And like, I feel like that the reason why I really wanted to do this project in like the first place was that I wanted more people to be educated on like what not to do, like how you should treat people who have a stutter like everybody else,
Hmm.
and that you should not like see them as like people who, like the stereotypes that like we have something wrong with like just us, that we are just not like you and that you should like treat us in any different way. Like I've had so many people just like assume that people with any sort of disability are just like stupid or like that they're not
Right.
smart. So I think that it's really important that I share to as many people as I possibly can about everything that has to do with having a stutter and like all of the amazing people that have stutters and who are like, have such incredible, inspiring lives and careers.
I love that you're doing this.
What is your hope for the stuttering community, like for the future?
Yeah. Well, I like to say that part of my job as a content creator, as a social disability influencer, is I hope that I don't have to do that job anymore. I, I, my hope is that my this part of the job doesn't need to exist because people will just know and people will into their own hands as you are doing. I'm so proud of you, by the way. Like, this is really exciting. This
Thank
is
you.
really exciting what you're doing. Um, and that people have the information so that we, as people who stutter and the disability community, don't have to spend our waking moments thinking, oh, I wonder what this person is thinking, or I wonder how they're going to treat me, or I wonder if this is going to affect my daily life more than it needs to. So my hope is that people understand so that this type of information is just common knowledge.
Awesome. Thank you so much for meeting with me today, Mark. It was so lovely to get to know you and being able to meet you and hearing about all of your inspirational work. I just feel so inspired after talking to you, really.
I feel the same talking to you. I feel like I'm talking to myself at your age, and that's really exciting. That's a really exciting time
Aw.
for you. Um, just let me say, you are already 10 steps ahead of the world, and that's exciting. It's so exciting to see from a truthful standpoint of 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 knowing who you are and knowing what you want to do and how you want to do it, and just your your authenticity explodes off the screen. So I really admire that. So
Aw,
really
thank you so much.
keep doing, keep putting yourself out there, and really great meeting you.
It was so amazing to meet you. I hope you have a wonderful holiday.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Yeah, keep in touch and keep me posted, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, of course I will. I will.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Being a person who stutters, I get so many looks and stares and comments about my speech from day to day activities. I never saw stuttering represented. I never heard it. I never saw it. So that meant to me that I had to sacrifice my own voice and my own truth. People think that people are stuttering because they're nervous or they're not confident in what they're saying. Although those things can be true, that is not why people are stuttering. I can stutter and be confident. I can stutter and also be anxious. I can stutter and be excited. I can stutter and be sad. I can stutter and be really angry. All those things can be stuttering. It doesn't have to be just one thing.
I am so full of so much love and happiness after talking with all of these incredibly inspiring artists. I think with all of these grassroots efforts, we will continue to help the stuttering community by building awareness, and one day my hope is that we won't have to hear the daily microaggressions and deal with ableism. Being involved in the arts, finding that purpose, discovering my talent has helped me so much. I'm an aspiring opera singer, and I have such a deep love for classical music and singing. My hope is that one day I can too use my voice and artistic platform to stop the stigma surrounding stuttering.